Alright, y'all come on up in here. Y'all come on up in here. We're about to get started. We are about to have another high level conversation, people. Another high level conversation. Just come on up in here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know how we do up in here. Come on up in here. I want to talk about a few things, man. How's everybody doing? I think it's Monday, right? It's Monday. I want to talk about a few things with the family. I want to talk about Trump tariffs. I want to talk about this whole tariff thing, and I want people to really understand and overstand this conversation, because this is listen, if you're not ready for a high level conversation, I don't even want y'all to join. I don't even want y'all to even watch this, because this is definitely a high level conversation. This is not for the regular Joe. Okay? This is for people who really understand and overstand what I'm about to say. And if you catch what I'm about to say, you should be excited. Okay? I want to talk about the tariffs. Let's talk. A lot of people don't understand what's going on. A lot of people don't understand the moves that are being made, because you're not used to playing chess out here in the real world. You're not even really playing checkers. You're just kind of ho-humming it. You know, you're just kind of going through the motions. But if people who really understand what's going on, some of my business class people, some of the wealthy people going on, you understand what I'm talking about. This is not for the regular degular. Okay? You're not gonna get those regular you want regular. Listen, it's cool every now and then to punch down on some tethers. It's cool to give tethers the business, right? It's really cool. It's great. It's funny. Every now and then to punch down on some tethers. It's cool to give tethers the business, right? It's really cool. It's great. It's funny. Every now and then to punch down on some tethers. It's cool to give tethers the business, right? It's really cool. It's great. It's funny. It's a lot of drama. It's interesting, you know, all the above. It's a lot of drama. It's interesting, you know, all the above. It's a lot of drama. It's interesting, you know, all the above. Deal with the black mindset. It's all from the system of operating in fear right now. If you're one of those people who think, Trump presidency is something to be afraid of, you're watching too much mainstream media and you're under heavy propaganda and witchcraft. I'm here to show you that tariff, reparation, and black wealth, I'm here to give you the blueprint for the future of America. Some of y'all are going to think, some of the things I'm about to say, y'all are going to think is crazy. Some of y'all are going to think, some of the things I'm about to say, y'all are going to think is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you just don't know no better. You just don't know any better. And that's just being honest. Dang. All right, you guys, look like we got another fire warning in We got another fire warning out here. So if you're in California, another fire warning going on. I don't know if it's probably the winds. I know it's been very, very windy out here. So fire warning going on. I don't know if it's probably the winds. I know it's been very, very windy out here. So all those in Cali who got the warning, I just got it right now. But if I could tell by just hearing some of the conversations of you guys when you guys talk, I could tell by just hearing some of the conversations of you guys when you guys talk, I can tell you're watching TV. I don't watch you guys when you guys talk. I can tell you're watching TV. I don't watch television. I can tell you're watching TV. I don't watch television. You know, I do not watch television. I don't watch media at all. I don't pay attention to it because I understand that none of what they're telling me is accurate or true. All of it is gossip, hearsay, propaganda, rumors, and it's not going to do anything for me. Y'all know we got some big events going on in the world. Y'all hear what happened in Syria. A lot of people didn't even know that there was WAR that's going on in the world. Y'all hear what happened in Syria. A lot of people didn't even know that there was WAR going on in Syria because the news was not reporting about it. Major changes are happening all over the world. There was WAR going on in Syria because the news was not reporting about it. Major changes are happening all over the world, and people in America are just ho-hum. And it's another Monday. It's like you don't understand what goes on over there actually affects what goes on over here. You just don't know. You don't know any better. You believe everything they tell you. You believe everything they tell you. Everything. So we're gonna have some high-level conversations today. And trust me, I know they're shadow banning me. You know, I just got back off of a week-long hiatus that they sent me on. You know, they bananaed me for a little while. I tried to appeal. The appeal didn't work, so I had to get sat down. But I'm back. I'm back at the new time. The new time, I'm going to come every day, 9 p.m. Pacific. But I'm back. I'm back at the new time. The new time, I'm going to come every day, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 a.m. Eastern Time, and 10 p.m. Arizona time. So I get it that people are asleep right now, that a lot of people aren't up, but those who are up, those who are able, I'm going to give you that game. So sit back and watch. Sit back and relax. Pay attention. It's going down. It's going down. So let's get my laptop up and ready, but you know, we got some things we need to talk about. Tariffs, reparations, and black wealth, a blueprint for America's future. I want y'all to understand that the future is looking bright. Now that don't mean something can't happen between now and January 20th. But I want y'all to understand, for FBAs, for Americans, the future is looking bright. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. What do you know? Hold on real quick. Let me get my Wi-Fi on here. Y'all let me know if I'm breaking up. I'm about to get my Wi-Fi on. Hold on real quick. Let me get my Wi-Fi on here. Y'all let me know if I'm breaking up. I'm about to get my Wi-Fi on here. But y'all let me know. Let me get my Wi-Fi on here. Y'all let me know if I'm breaking up. I'm about to get my Wi-Fi on here. But y'all let me know. What do you know about tariffs? Anybody in the chat know anything about tariffs and understand how tariffs work? Let's have a high-level conversation. This ain't for this ain't for the weak. Thank you for the follow. This ain't for the weak. Thank you for liking the live. Y'all get the likes up. Get them likes up, man. Get them likes up because I'm gonna bring people up on the panel. I need about 3K likes before I bring people up on the panel. Get the likes up to 3K. But what do you guys know about tariffs? Are you guys familiar with what's going on? 3K. But what do you guys know about tariffs? Are you guys familiar with what's going on? Anybody familiar with tariffs? If you know about tariffs, put B1 in the chat. Where my FBA's at? Jesus. Red flag warning the area American County. All right, we got the fire warning. Keep going out. So if this live gets paused again, it's because we're getting notification because of the extreme winds that we're having out here. That it could be fire. Hold on. Let me. We're getting notification because of the extreme winds that we're having out here. That it could be fire. Hold on. Let me. We're getting notification because of the extreme winds that we're having out here. That it could be fire. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get this stable. This connection stable. Let me get this connection stable. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get this stable. This connection stable. Let me get this connection stable. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get this stable. This connection stable. Let me get this connection stable. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I can't get. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I can't get Wi-Fi right now, but we're live. But you or know about tariffs? That's what I want to know. Where y'all at in the chat? Wake up. Wake up. Does anybody know about the Marshall Plan? Does anybody know about the Marshall Plan? Anybody know about the Marshall Plan? Is this conversation going above your head? Where are my historians at? Because we're about to put together, listen, I'm about to give FBA the game plan. I'm about to give y'all the game plan. I know we only got 11 people up in here. But, you know, we're used to having 100, at least 50, 49, 50 people up in the room at a time. But, you know, let's be real, man. They don't want the game that I'm spitting. They don't want my information out there. They tried they tried to stifle my growth, and they're doing it. You know, I woke up the other day and they tried to stifle my growth, and they're doing it. You know, I woke up the other day and they tried to stifle my growth, and they're doing it. You know, I woke up the other day and they like 400 people. I got a sister that tells me every time she follows my page, they unfollow. She comes back to the page and it shows that she's unfollowed, that she's not able to follow me. They unfollow. She comes back to the page and it shows that she's unfollowed, that she's not able to follow me. So, shadow banning and all that stuff, that she's not able to follow me. So, shadow banning and all that stuff is real, people. It's just what it's a real thing. It's a real thing. When you start speaking too much truth, they don't want everybody to know about it. They don't want everybody to know about it. Let's keep it a buck. So if you're on here and you're able to get this high level information I'm about to kick to you, consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself fortunate. Oh, we about to go in, man. My notes is coming together. We about to go in, y'all. Oh yeah. Hold on. I I gotta spicing up the room real quick. Hold on. I gotta spicing up the room real quick. Hold on. Y'all know how we gotta do it. We gotta open this thing up right. Thank y'all for the likes. Get the likes up. Let's get to 3K likes. I'm stalling a little bit, but when y'all need to understand that we got the blueprint for America. This might be above a lot of y'all for America. This might be above a lot of y'all pay grade. This might, like I said, if y'all not ready to have a high level conversation, don't even come up on the panel. Don't even come up on the panel. I'm gonna just say it like that. Don't even come up on the panel. Don't even come up on the panel. I'm gonna just say it like that. Don't even come up on the panel. Matter of fact, don't even join the room today. This is not the room for you. If you can't handle high level conversation, if this is boring in any way, do not join the room. Just go find a room where they're bashing tethers. Just go find that room. Go find that room where the tethers are bashing black Americans and black Americans are bashing tethers. Go find that room. I mean, it's cool. If that's what you're here for, if you're here to bash tethers, give tethers the business, I'm okay with that. We do a little bit of that, but this is not that room right now. We're about to get into some business. So let's get the room going. Y'all go check out my single. Out in all major streaming platforms. We about to get into it. Only only. Let's get the room pumped up a little bit. With a vision, ancestors in my veins, building this nation while they shackled our chains. Still we rise, carve the legacy. High level information today. Yeah, the beat of our song. They want the flavor but can't feel the heat. Trying to cause players can't fake the streets. Every struggle we faced is engraved in the earth. Every word, every step is defining our worth. They stole our rhythms but can't steal the soul. Every bar spit straight. Y'all keep liking it. Keep liking the live. Share the live. But it's FBA only when the time ignites. Everything I do is black. Everything I say is black. Every time I win, I am black. I wake up black. FBA only. My FBA that cosplay as me. I free only. Systematic lies couldn't hold us down. Flipping the script, wearing melanin crowns. Blood in the soil, we wanted the seeds. Come on. Generations rising, fulfilling the creed. This ain't for clout, not a trend or a fad. It's the roots of the struggle, the pride of the past. Claim what's mine, all sweat and tears. They take the aesthetics, ignore the years. FBA, we the architects of the land. Everything we do with a masterful hand. Let the beat ride heavy, let the truth expand. This is black freedom, a legacy plan. Who is black? Everything I say is black. Every time I win, I'm black. I wake up black. FBA only. FBA only. And cosplay as me. I free. Voices of my people, eternal like the drum. We've been breaking the mold since the first one. Get them likes up, y'all. Come on. Get them likes up. Get them likes. Eternal like the drum. We've been breaking the mold since the first one. Get them likes up, y'all. Come on. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. The skin glows, black genius flows. When they copy the style, they can't match the pros. See the world taking notes, but we. What's up, my boy Jordan B is up in here. What's good? Every move I make, coded in my DNA. From the first spark of jazz to hip hop's array. Keep the crown tight, don't water it down. The future is y'all get this. Y'all better be streaming this. It's the anthem right here, y'all. Everything I do, everything I say is black. Shout out to my boy. Oh man, we about to talk about high level information right now. I'm a woman, I am black. I wake up black. FBA only. FBA only. For cosplay as me. I see. Alright, y'all. Make sure y'all get my new single, FBA Only, Black and Unapologetic. Get it out. It's on all major streaming platforms. All major streaming platforms. It's there. Spotify, iTunes. Shoot, you can listen to FBA Only on Roblox, y'all. Your children can be vibing out, playing Roblox, listening to my song. So make sure y'all check it out. That's my new single. I'm actually working on a low-key. I'm working on an album. I'm working on an FBA album. My new single. I'm actually working on a low-key. I'm working on an album. I'm working on an FBA album right now, just for the family. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be everything's gonna be a banger in there, and y'all need to check it out. Check out my book. I got 2 books right now. I'm working on a 3rd book right now. I'm working called Cycles of Life, where I teach young men what they need to be doing in different cycles of their life, so they don't have to be a late starter. I talk about men in their 20s. Men go through phases in their 30s, and then how your 40s is really your prime years. When you're a man, your 40s is your prime years. If you think you're living in your prime in your 20s, you're wrong. If you're broke, that can't be your prime years, y'all. When you got money in your pocket and you still look young and you still look fly and you still got your strength and you got your leadership, that's your prime years. So I'm writing a book about that for young men. It's called Cycles of Life. That's coming out real soon. But my 2 books y'all need to get by clicking the link in my bio is Why Ball on a Budget When You Can Budget and Ball. And then the second book, I wrote a book on prayer. Unleashing the Power of Prayer, Command and Download. A lot of people don't really understand prayer, and I guarantee there's no book on prayer like this. One of the major things that people have been missing out on in prayer is downloading. You forget to receive what the Most High has for you. You pray, you ask, you're begging God, you're pleading with God, but you're not on the same frequency to get anything that God has for you because you're just not on the frequency. And I'm telling you, I'm showing y'all how to do it. I'm showing y'all how to do it. So let me see this real quick. Figure out why I can't get on this Wi-Fi. Let me see what's going on. Why I can't get on this Wi-Fi. Let me see what's going on. I'm on the Wi-Fi, y'all. So if I seemed a little choppy, I'm not choppy anymore. I'm on the Wi-Fi. We're good to go. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this. Like I said, this conversation ain't for everybody. This is only for those who want the game. You know, the game is to be sold, not told. You know, everybody wants something for free, but very few people are willing to put in the work and sacrifice to get this information. So when you come into this channel, consider yourself fortunate, those who come in and get under this sound teaching, because this is a teaching moment, but this is some sound teaching. There's a lot of things going on that you don't know about. Now, and I want to say it like this: what do you know about tariffs? What do you know about tariffs? Let me tell you why tariffs should be important to foundational Black Americans. Let me tell you why specifically the Trump tariffs is going to be a fantastic moment for foundational Black Americans. If you're FBA, I want you to understand that you are in a unique time. You are probably in the greatest time ever for foundational Black Americans. And we have a moment. A moment. That's all we got is a moment to make changes and set precedents for what the future is going to look like for us. And I want you to understand, there was a moment that we had in the 60s. There was a moment that we had in the 60s and we missed it. Let me say that again. There was a moment that we had in the 60s particularly civil rights, and we missed it. We missed it. But we have another moment now, and we can't afford to miss this moment. We can't afford to think we've accomplished it, and we can't afford to sit on our hands and watch. We're in a unique time, in a unique moment, and you just got to know that. You just got to know that. You got to understand that. This is a moment right now, and we can't miss it. So I ask y'all a question. Does anybody know anything about tariffs? Do you know why tariffs are so important? Let me put it to you like this. Increasing tariffs, if you're an American, period, let me tell you, you don't even understand the things that could potentially happen in this country. I'm not sure that everything's going to be allowed to happen. But I'm just trusting the Most High at this point. I'm trusting the Most High at this point that this is a divine intervention and this is something that He wants to happen. But as you know, by increasing tariffs can be viewed as a strategic economic tool to benefit foundational Black American families. Increasing tariffs can be viewed as a strategic economic tool to benefit foundational Black American families. I want you to hear me, people. I want you to overstand and understand what I'm about to say. Okay? This by Trump. I don't know if Trump. Listen. I'm not one of those guys that think Trump doesn't know what he's doing. But I don't think Trump fully understands what he's doing either, and how beneficial it's going to be for the FBA family. All you doom gloomers who keep saying, "Oh, Trump is the boogeyman," and y'all need to calm it down. Because Trump, if he does what he says he's about to do, did y'all hear what happened with him and Trudeau? Did y'all hear about him making that comment? Now, it was just a joke, but the comment he made to Trudeau was, "Hey man, I'm increasing tariffs. You've been letting a lot of illegals from Canada come over. You know, a lot of illegals come over through Canada, just walk right across the border into our country. So because you did that, I'm increasing tariffs." And Trudeau was like, "Well, if you increase the tariffs to whatever amount he said he was going to increase it to, it's going to be devastating for the Canadian economy." And he said, "Well, shoot, I hope you sell a lot of goods and make a lot of money, but I am increasing tariffs. I am increasing them." And he said the best thing you could do is become the 51st state, and I'll make you governor. Shout out, thank you. Now, of course he was joking, but he's also serious at the same time. I don't know if you understand that increasing tariffs is a strategic economic tool that will definitely benefit foundational Black Americans. I want y'all to hear me, people. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. All the Trump enemies are Black American enemies. Everybody Trump is beefing with, we, foundational Black Americans, are beefing with. So we may not be getting reparations at this time, but I want you to understand that reparations is closer than you think. Closer than you think, closer than you know, closer than you understand. Increasing tariffs can be viewed as a strategic economic tool to benefit foundational Black American families by reshaping government revenue streams and prioritizing economic development without placing additional tax burdens on citizens? I know y'all don't understand this. This is going over a lot of y'all head, but let me break it down. I want y'all to look at tariffs as a revenue generator. See, some people think, oh man, did y'all know? No, hold on, let me not move too quick. Let me just break it down. If y'all know what tariffs are, press 1 in the chat. If you know what a tariff is, press 1 in the chat. Nobody knows what a tariff is? Anybody knows what a tariff is? Does anybody know what a tariff is? Press 1 in the chat. Okay, we got one person. Okay. Tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods. By increasing tariffs, the U.S. government can raise revenue directly from foreign imports rather than taxing its own citizens. Did you know that before World War I, we were a tariff-only country? That was that was how America made majority of its wealth, was by imposing tariffs on other countries. Raising revenue directly from foreign imports rather than taxing its own citizens. Reduce dependency on income and payroll taxes, paving the way for significant tax cuts or even the elimination of certain taxes altogether. How many people are looking for their taxes to be eliminated and never having to pay income tax ever again? FBA family, I need you to get excited. I need you to get excited. Because if Trump tariffs if he does what he says he's going to do with these tariffs, there may be a time where income tax is abolished completely all over again. I want y'all to hear me. FBA, whatever Trump does, let me tell you, just let him do it. Let him do it. You may not understand what's going on. You may not know what a tariff is. You may have been told by all these Democratic shields, your family members, your grandma, your grandpa who love the Democratic Party so much, right? Who love Kamala Harris and said, y'all better go vote for Kamala Harris because we don't want no racists in office. Man, you better let Trump do what he's supposed to do. Trump is going to increase tariffs, which is good. And he's going to do a whole government spending slash. Now, let me jump to the point real quick so y'all don't get lost. Let me just jump to the point real quick so y'all don't get lost. I'm still going to break it down for you, but I'm going to just jump to the point real quick. What's the biggest argument that people say about reparations? What's the biggest thing that people try to tell us why we shouldn't get reparations? They say why. They say it's going to cripple our country, right? They say we don't have the money for reparations. I was watching a Tariq radio the other day, and some dude was like, 20 trillion? No. We're not giving you, not my tax dollars, Steve. We're not giving you $20 trillion. No. Did you see our deficit? Did you see our deficit? Did you know that if we just let Trump do what he's supposed to do, he's going to cut our deficit in half? Did you know that if this tariff thing does what it's supposed to do, you might not ever have to pay income taxes or payroll taxes ever again? Did you know that probably within the next 10 years, you won't have to worry about income tax, payroll tax? And that eliminates everybody talking about we shouldn't give FBA their money because we're, first of all, he could cut the deficit in half. What if we move into a country where we're in the surplus like China is right now? Or was. I hear China's doing a little bit bad right now. But China was in a surplus for such a long time, they were expanding. Why do you think they're in Africa right now? Why do you think they're in South America right now? Why do you think they're all over the world right now? Because they don't have any debt. They have so much money they need to spend it. One of the biggest things that they talk about of why they don't want to give black Americans, foundational black Americans, their reparations is because they say we don't have the money for it. Where are you going to get the money, nigga? Where are you going to find the money at? We're in trouble. We're in a deficit. We're giving out money to immigrants. We're giving out money to other countries that don't deserve it. Where are we going to get money to give to foundational black Americans for reparation? That's their biggest argument that they claim. There is no money. Or they say, I don't want my tax money going towards reparations for black America. Let's keep it a buck. That's the two things they say. But if you understand tariffs, if you understand tariffs, and if you understand what it can mean and what it can do, if Trump starts taxing everybody 100, listen, did you know in Japan, we can't sell a car over in Japan, but Japan can sell a car over here. Who's that good for? If Trump just made, let's just say Trump doesn't impose, Trump's talking about 100% tariffs on certain countries to get them to bend. But let's just say Trump does 25% across the board. Just 25%. You know what's going to happen? Do you know what's going to happen? That's going to bring in billions, if not trillions of dollars into this country. Do you know that in a short time, he can cut our deficit in half? Just off of tariffs alone. To the point where the government does not need to depend on our income taxes any longer. They'll be in something called a surplus. And who is that good for? FBA. That's good for us, family. Because now they can no longer say they don't have the money. Nigga, they have the money. They have the money. Oh, yes, they do. They have it. So we better be thankful. We better be grateful. Do not be scared of tariffs. Let me tell you what else tariffs does, right? Not only does it reduce the dependency on income tax and payroll taxes, right? But it encourages domestic manufacturing by making imported goods more expensive, creating jobs and business opportunities within the U.S., specifically in black communities. By him doing just increasing tariffs, he's also creating jobs. And who are those jobs going to go to? Well, if he deports all the immigrants, it's going to go to us. Black Americans, we have a 4-year wealth building strategy that we gotta get on board with. We got 4 years to get on code, to get fully codified, get our voting block together, get our think tank together, get our strategy in place. We got 4 years to rev up. 4 years. to get fully on code. Man, it's going to be phenomenal. It is going to be phenomenal, y'all. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Think about the job. Listen. Trump increasing tariffs is a good thing, not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. Let's talk about other things. Y'all hear about a lot of people talking about Elon Musk and 𝗣𝗴𝗵𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗁, and that if you're listening to the mainstream media, they're trying to tell you those two are clowns. They don't know what they're doing. Government cutting. Listen. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Y'all not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. But fiscal responsibility is a good thing. Cutting some of those government programs is probably the best thing that could ever happen to FBA. A government that generates revenue through tariffs can reduce the national deficit by closing the gap between spending and revenue without borrowing excessively. Establish financial stability that eliminates that we don't have the money argument for reparations. A fiscally sound government has more flexibility to fund initiatives that address historical injustices, including reparations for FBAs. Allocate tariff revenue. We ain't even asked for this yet, but we need to. They can allocate tariff revenue toward repairing and reinvesting in black communities through targeted programs, infrastructure development, and grants for black-owned business. Do y'all know how powerful these tariffs are? Do y'all really understand? I asked y'all how many people know what the Marshall Plan is. Anybody know what the Marshall Plan is? Anybody ever heard of the Marshall Plan? Go Google it. Go Google what the Marshall Plan is. We've been under the Marshall Plan since World War I. What is the Marshall Plan? Similar to the post-World War II Marshall Plan, which revitalized Europe's economy. So, dying economies, you know what we did? So these economies can thrive? We lowered our tariffs to those countries. 2% tariffs, people. We paid more tariffs to other countries than they paid to our country. They were allowed to import their goods with impunity into our thriving economy and make millions of dollars for their country and for their corporations. That's what the Marshall Plan is. The Marshall Plan is for countries that it's really like another form of reparation for countries. Let's keep it a buck. Japan benefited the most from the Marshall Plan. Why? Because we buy Japanese cars. Japanese cars were able to come over here and sell. The luxury vehicles, Mercedes, BMW, that you buy so much, were able to come over here and plug into this thriving economy and boost their economy. Germany, Europe, South Korea, Marshall Plan. What we need is a black Marshall Plan. A black Marshall Plan could focus on rebuilding and uplifting FBA communities by using tariff revenue. Come on. I know this is high level for some of y'all, man. I know this is boring for some of y'all. This is not me punching down on tethers, but this is me just giving you the game. There's no kind of conversation that's being talked about. There's nobody giving y'all the real game like this. I just want y'all to understand. Well, shout out to King Vincent. I see you up in here. Tariffs is a beautiful thing. Tariffs is a beautiful thing, y'all. We need a black Marshall Plan. A plan that focuses on rebuilding and uplifting the FBA community by using tariff revenues. We can use them to fund historically black colleges and universities, so HBCUs. We don't got to worry about tax dollars funding HBCUs. The tariffs can fund our HBCUs. Provide grants and low interest loans for black entrepreneurs. Improve healthcare, housing, and education access predominantly in black neighborhoods. Support skill building programs that prepare FBAs for high demand industries. You see what tariffs can do? Tariffs can be used as a form of reparations. I hope y'all getting it. I hope y'all understand it. I hope this isn't going too high over your head. But I'm gonna keep preaching it because, you know, it is what it is. If some of y'all get it, good. If a lot of y'all don't, it don't matter to me none. I get it. I understand what's going on. And I'm just trying to enlighten the family. This plan would empower FBAs to achieve economic independence and build generational wealth. What are the two main reasons what people are saying that they don't want black people to have their reparations? We can remove those excuses off the table by utilizing Trump's tariff plan. By Trump imposing tariffs, we can eliminate the excuses that all of America, white supremacists, all of them use to try to say, we don't want to give you niggas the money. They try to use, I don't want to use my tax dollars. I don't want to use my tax dollars to pay for no black people for slavery that I had nothing to do with. Right? That's what these white people be saying. I had nothing to do with slavery. My family didn't slave nobody. We got here in the 1900s. We didn't do it. And those people that did it, they're not, you know, they're our ancestors. Why should we be penalized for some of our ancestors did? We can eliminate all those excuses with Trump's tariff plan. And then they say, oh, we don't have the money. We're in a deficit. It'll cripple us to do that. Well, if Trump imposes these tariffs, it won't. Because it's going to cut our deficit in half. And we'll be in surplus. So what's going to be your excuse when you don't have to use your own taxes to pay black Americans anything? When you don't have to taxes and we're in a surplus. We're no longer in a deficit. What's going to be your excuse for not giving black Americans their reparations that's owed to them? It's a debt that's owed, by the way. It's not something that is given or is people being nice. It's a debt that's owed to us because we built the beginning of wealth in this country came off the backs of slaves, my ancestors. What are you going to do when we remove taxes having to pay for it? What are you going to do when we remove the deficit being too big, we can't afford to pay for it? There's no excuse. Something called tariffs. We need to be, if anything, we need to get on a bill or be putting in the Trump's ear or in the bill in the next 10 years is we need a black Marshall Plan. Do you know what the Marshall Plan was? Do you guys understand what the Marshall Plan did for America? Or better yet, what it did for these dying countries' economy? Go ask Japan what the Marshall Plan did, because when Trump gets in office, the Marshall Plan ends for them. Ask the UK, ask Germany, ask South Korea what the Marshall Plan has done for them. Let me tell you, the same thing the Marshall Plan did for those countries' economy and in the rebuilding and the reparation of their nation, it can do the same for black Americans. It can do the same for foundational black Americans. A black Marshall Plan. A foundational black American Marshall Plan. This plan would empower FBAs to achieve economic independence and build generational wealth just by utilizing tariffs. See how that is? See how creative that is, and how money can come from anywhere. See how we can still hold the U.S. government responsible, and they can find creative ways to pay us back a debt that's owed to us without utilizing tax dollars, without it creating a bigger deficit than what we already have. If we just allow the Trump tariffs to do what he said they were going to do, not only will it be good for black Americans, but it's going to be good for all Americans. How would you like to not have to pay taxes, not have to pay payroll taxes, and not have to pay income taxes? That's how powerful tariffs are. Thank you for the follow. Do you understand that tariffs are good for foundational black Americans and all Americans, period? We just need a black Marshall Plan. And guess what? That's our reparations right there. All our schools are funded. Why is the Marshall Plan, after all those decades, still active? That's a great... Read that comment, y'all. Why is the Marshall Plan, after all those decades, still active? Ask the Democrats. Ask the Republicans of past. Why in the hell is the Marshall Plan still in effect in Japan, in Korea, in the UK? Why? It doesn't benefit America at all. It actually kills American economy, because now we can't not import our goods into their country. Did y'all know? I've been to 12 countries in 5 years, nothing big. But I don't see a lot of American sold goods in other countries. If any. I can go to Africa right now. And I'm telling you right now that our food is our food can never reach. Our food is banned in other countries, y'all. Our food will never be sold. We can never import what we eat over to other countries. It can never happen. They won't take it. But did you know the tariffs on our goods is taxed so high? It's almost like it's not even worth it for us to even try to sell goods in other countries, because the tariffs are too high. But they're able to sell their goods here and build up their economy off the back of our economy. And we're gonna buy the Hyundais, we're gonna buy the Toyotas, right? We're gonna buy the Mercedes, the BMWs, we're gonna buy all those things, right? We're gonna buy the Chinese goods that come over here. Everything is made in China, cheaply made. We're buying it. A lot of stuff you get on Amazon and the TikTok shop comes from China. How much of American goods do they have, though? I think Japan has a big old car factory that they just built out here so they can keep bringing their cars over here, making a killing. Think about it. If you only got to pay a 2% tariff opposed to a 25% tariff, y'all get them likes up, man. I want to bring people up, but I need y'all to get my likes up. I know there's 21 people in the room right now, and I know this is a high-level conversation, so a lot of you guys are just, you guys just don't understand. But I need y'all to get my likes up. Get my likes up to at least 3K. I'm going to start bringing people up, but I really want y'all to get this, what y'all don't understand about tariffs. Do y'all understand the power of tariffs? Let's bring. I hope this dude's not a troll. I hope he's not a troll that I'm bringing up. I really do. I hope he's not a troll. I hope he's not a troll. Yeah, he's having problems getting on. So yeah, I'm gonna drop him down. Lolly, I gotta drop you down. You can request back up, but I'm gonna drop you down right now. But let me tell y'all something, man. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Trump is not down with any of the 3-letter agencies. He's revamping that. And all you people who think Trump is dumb and he can't, he doesn't know what he's doing and he can't, man, let me tell you something. Trump knows exactly what he's doing. And I'm telling you, as foundational Black Americans, we need a Black Marshall Plan. We need to utilize the tariffs to get our country back on track, to get our lineage back on track. Trump is doing some of the right moves, and we need to allow him to do it. Bring up our brother 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie, our Suriname brother. What's up with you, King?
Too much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. I think I'm having too much of a high-level conversation for some of these folks, man.
They will understand after a while.
But you hit the nail on the coffin. You asked a great question. Why is the Marshall Plan even around anymore?
Yeah, there are. I'm still discovering things that I didn't know that are right now in effect. And this, what you're talking about, sounds very good. And my question about the Marshall Plan, it's strange that after so many decades where they made a lot of money, that the U.S. Marshall Plan is still in effect. And you can see it here in Europe. I'm living in Nederland. That it's just a very small percentage of USA cars driving around here. You see mostly French cars, German cars, and now there's a problem also with the Chinese cars because the European Union has very strict rules about safety. But those Chinese cars are getting in because they try to build those cars by the European safety rules. So we will see here Chinese cars start driving around. But the USA somehow they don't see Europe as a market for their cars. And the European Union somehow keep those cars out of Europe.
Because it's a lopsided it's a lopsided deal. If I'm giving you a 2% tariff and you're charging me a 70% tariff, how do I make money?
Yeah, because your cars are safe. Those are not Tonka cars. Those are well-built cars. So there should not be a very big difference to the European cars and the USA cars. So I don't understand why they tax you so much to import your cars into here.
Listen,
Uh,
we put the Marshall Plan in existence to help rebuild. It's a form of reparations. Let's keep it a
yeah.
buck. It's a form of your economy is dying. The war has ravaged and destroyed your economy, and you need help. So why don't you create things that Americans want to buy, and we'll give you just a 2% fee, a 2% tariff on all your goods. Not a lot, just very small, but so small that you can make extreme profits over here. We're allowing other countries to plug in to our economy here and grow their economy.
They are
And that
sucking
was
you dry.
And that was cool when Europe was when Europe wasn't doing anything. They were a developing country because of the war. It was cool then. Germany benefited, France, UK, South Korea, Japan, China. All these countries benefited from the Marshall Plan. But now China's a first world country now.
Hmm.
Japan's a second world country, if not first world country now. UK, first world country. What do they need low tariffs from us for? What are they rebuilding? What are we helping them rebuild that they're already built up?
But it also says that your country has something that's very powerful comparing to them. And I don't know what it is. We ain't there yet to know what it is. Because if you tax them just 2% and they tax you 70%, that's a lot of power that you're giving away.
A lot of power.
And they need that power to keep you out.
They do a good job of keeping our goods out of their country. Matter of fact, y'all know what he said to Trudeau, right? Y'all know what he said. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Jay. You know, loud, it's hot, but I'm gonna come back to you. Y'all know what he said to Trudeau, right, in Canada, right? He
Yeah.
said, "Hey, y'all been letting a lot of illegals come across that border, and y'all been getting away with a lot of your Canadian goods coming over here." He said, "I'm gonna raise them tariffs on you." And
Huh?
Trudeau was like, "Well, that will cripple our country if you do that. Or cripple our economy if you do that." And he was like, "Well, you can become the 51st state, and I can make you governor."
Yeah, why not? What? Wait a minute. Did Trump said that?
Trump said that. Yes, he
It's
did.
Okay,
so
okay.
funny.
He's on business. I like it.
He said, "I can make you the 51st state, and you can be governor of Canada. That's the only way you're not gonna get out of paying these tariffs."
Yeah, but you've really hit the nail on the head. We're getting taken advantage of. These tariffs aren't good for us. And like you said, there's no reason for that anymore.
What's the Marshall Plan still around? It's no reason to have the Marshall Plan around. What I'm saying is this, especially for the FBA family. Not only is it good for America, but it's good for Black Americans.
Yeah, can you talk more about that?
Let me talk about it. Tariffs. Y'all, what's the two things that people complain about? We don't want our tax money going to pay for something we didn't have nothing to do with, and our deficit is so high we can't afford it. But yet we can give money to Ukraine and all these immigrants and things like that. But the two biggest things that they complain about for Black people standing on business for reparations, that's owed. We don't beg for nothing. That's something that's owed to us. And here's another thing that tariffs can do. See. Let me tell you, income tax, payroll tax. What if we can get rid of income tax and payroll tax within the
Get
next
rid
2
of it.
years? That is amazing. Now there's no excuse for nobody to deny Black Americans reparations. See, I'm telling you, if Trump is ordained by, I'm gonna just let y'all know, just let Trump do what he needs to do. It's good for all Americans and especially foundational Black Americans. We need to understand. Matter of fact, if there needs to be a Marshall Plan, there needs to be a foundational Black American Marshall Plan, because the tariffs with all that money that he's going to bring in from these tariffs, let's just say he just increases it, just makes it all across the board. Instead of 2% tariffs, he said 25% tariffs.
Yeah,
And what
this
if he
is good.
And what if he allocated just 2%? Maybe he said 27% tariffs, said 2% tariffs to repair the black community. Better schools, better neighborhoods, right? Money, land. Then it's not coming out of anybody's pocket. Nobody should be upset about anything that we get. If we get a Black Marshall Plan, a foundational Black American Marshall Plan, who can deny that?
I see two things.
And then if our deficit is cut in half, and then if you're not paying income tax and payroll tax, man, we got to keep Trump in there for 10 years. I'm going to be honest with you. We got to keep him in there for 10 years to make sure this thing goes down. Because the moment he gets out of office, they're going to try to put somebody to reverse everything that he did.
No, they're going to reverse everything he did.
So we really
They
only
are
got
going
4
to try
years.
to do it,
We
but
really
you
only
don't
got
allow
4
it to do
years.
them, to let them do it.
Yeah, we really only got 4 years of
Man.
preparation, of bliss.
Or you, me, somebody needs to start an after Trump plan, get a movement started already.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Foundational American Party needs to be cracking. We need the Democratic Party. They're done for. They're done for the next 20, 30 years. Anybody with a weird last name we're not voting for. It's a wrap. Democratic Party is a wrap. If y'all don't know, it's a wrap. They're done for. We're not going back down that route.
Well,
There's
they
nothing
weren't
they can
working.
do or nothing they can say that can make us go back there. The
Hopefully.
whole country flipped red. But now we got to get rid of the red party too, and we got to come up with a America First party.
Yes.
That's what needs to be done. We need a foundational American party that is FBA friendly, pro-reparation friendly, and we know how we're going to get the money now. Trump done showed us the way. It's called tariff. Tariff, tariff, tariff. How are we going to eliminate taxes? Tariff. How are we going to rebuild our infrastructure in our country? Tariff. How are we going to get rid of the deficit that we're under? Tariff. That is the way. How are we going to build? How are we going to have more jobs come back to more businesses come back to America? Tariffs. I don't see anything wrong that Trump is doing. Cutting government spending. I'm radical. I'm like, let's get rid of social. You ready for this? Let's get rid of Social Security. We don't need it anyway. We're living long. We're living till freaking 90. Social Security cannot take care of people in their 90s or 100 years old. It just can't. It just can't. Let's take care of the people that are on Social Security right now.
I don't know if you see what I see.
But that's it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
That Marshall Plan was to help mostly European countries to build themselves up again after World War II.
Of course. That's exactly what it was.
And
Yes.
you know those days that those people, it's still today, but those days they felt connected to each other. So they had to help each other to build up, because if Europe wouldn't have been built up, the white people in the USA would have a problem, because that's their how do you say that, indigenous places. And now, since they have helped build it up and you're suffering economically, yes, exactly. Since they have built themselves up, Okay, the Europeans also investing in the US because they want to get some of that money from the US. So they have to invest in the US. So it's vice versa. But that Marshall Plan, as I can see it over here in Europe, should have been ended decades ago.
Decades. It's especially it should have ended in the 80s.
Yeah, somewhere, so maybe 70s.
Even 70s. Let's keep
Yeah.
it a buck.
And if you end that Marshall Plan, you're ending not all, because you will have those problems of racism, but it will reduce because it will bring you people over there closer to each other to see what's important for the country itself to maintain. Because if it doesn't happen, you're finished. You're really finished, because I see.
Let me tell you what
I have nothing against those other countries, but I see something happening that they are attacking your country to finish it. But I see also opportunity to maintain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the US has made a lot of mistakes, evil mistakes, and they should reinvent themselves because they are too big, too powerful to be erased, if you ask me. If the US will be erased, I think we will have even that they are evil, because there are some evil
I'll say it
things.
like this. As evil as our shadow government may be,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can't find the
you
right
don't
words.
want you don't want a replacement for that. If there is no America, something eviler is at work than that.
And that I see
It's kind of
also.
like you better deal with the devil you do know, devil you don't know.
Exactly. I don't trust it. No, look,
It's
we
almost
should
like
fix. We
it's
should
almost
fix
like this.
things.
It's almost like this. I hate to say it like this, but this is kind of what they believe. If we don't sell drugs, if we don't become bigger in the drug trade than these other countries, somebody else will.
Yes.
That's their mentality. That's how they think.
Hmm.
What I'm trying to get people to understand, if you don't understand tariffs, and if you really understand tariffs and the power of tariffs, that's the path forward for America. That's the path for freedom for all American people. And that's a way for Black Americans to get a debt that's owed to them without no more excuses. And they can't say, "Oh, my tax money is going towards." No, it's not. We're getting it from other countries. We're getting it from tariffs. If they just say we're going to give Black Americans 10% of the tariffs that we take in, that's enough right there to get. That's money.
Did he really
That's
introduce
education.
that? Did Trump really introduce that? That he's going to.
Well, let me tell you something. Trump is going to raise the tariffs. Some countries he's going to put 100% tariffs on. And when he imposes, look, Trump. See, this is Trump. I'm going to go to the extreme, and then I'm going to work my way down to reasonable. So he knows if he says I'm going to say 100% tariffs. Listen, if you don't end this war right now, I'm going to impose 100% tariffs on your country for all goods that you guys import over here. You think they're not going to be like, "Hey man, we better stop fighting," because our economy is going to get. Not only is our economy being damaged from this little scuffle that we're having, but it's going to be damaged even worse with these tariffs. Okay, let's come back to the table. Let's not fight anymore, and let's come to the table and let's make a deal. And then Trump will say, "Okay, since you did that, I'll put it like around 25%." It's still going to be higher than what they're used to paying
It has to.
because it has to be fair. But let's just say he goes to 25% tariffs, and I'm just guessing because it's going to be somewhere within. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere within that. But even 25% tariffs, that brings in billions, if not trillions of dollars into our economy to cut down the deficit. And then he's talking about cutting government projects and government. He's talking about cutting the Pentagon budget. He's talking about cutting all types of people's budget. That's only going to create more money. We can finally be in a surplus, or have so much little debt that it's so manageable that it doesn't even matter anymore.
Not to forget, these other countries should open their doors for your products, because I see you have very good quality products. Back in the days, we were buying your products, but since you exported the production to Asia, I don't see it anymore. And when I wear a Nike shoe, I see made in China or made in Vietnam or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, when I was wearing a Nike shoe, it was made in the USA. I don't see that anymore, and it's strange. That was the biggest mistake they made. And it's the Democrats, actually. They made that mistake. But your country should make sure that those other countries should open their doors for your products and don't charge you 70, but a lower tariff.
Man, listen, we're going to raise our tariff to the point where they're going to be allowing our stuff in there for little to nothing. Or the economy is going to be crippled. Because everybody depends on the consumers here in America. Because we actually have a whole economy around buying. What do I mean by that? We have a whole culture around holidays, New Year's, weekends, where we can do what? Go spend money. Whereas other countries, they don't have a culture that encourages spending. We do. Black Friday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, name a holiday that we're not spending money. And lots of it. Name a weekend that there's not a barbecue or some type of cookout going on somewhere where families are getting together and we're spending money. Name a baby shower. There's so many things that Americans, we just spend money on things, on stuff that other countries are capitalizing off of, because now they're saying if we tailor products towards Americans, we'll get more money because American dollars is worth more in our country than it is in their own country. So cutting waste and government efficiency, that's what we want Trump to do. He's actually doing things that are going to be beneficial to the FBA family, and I just want them to understand that.
I hope a lot of people will understand that, because you have multinationals over there who are responsible for this situation.
Oh man, we're in a good time. By increasing tariff revenue, Trump's fiscal policies could allow streamlined government spending, cutting unnecessary programs, and ensuring taxpayer dollars are spent efficiently. We need that. A smaller, more effective government that focuses on essential services and economic empowerment initiatives. We need that. Shifting public disclosure from austerity, we can't afford that, to investment, we have the means to create change. Just off that. See, we're in an economy right now where a lot of people like us, especially under that blue party, I just say it like that, to where a lot of people can't even, man, you can't even afford the tip. You can't afford eggs. You can't afford groceries. Eggs, milk. It's so high.
Is that really true? Because I saw some videos that those, like eggs, that they are really, really expensive. Ain't that prices of night shops? Because night shops charge us over here for about 4 times the price, the normal price.
Listen, the only thing we can say that we got over a lot of countries is that we probably pay less for petrol than everybody else.
That's true. Yeah.
But even that petrol is high to us now, especially if you're living in California. $5, $6 a gallon for gas. That may be cheap in Europe, but that's expensive for Americans. That's expensive.
You see.
That is expensive. I think over in Europe they're paying like $9 a liter or something like that. I'm not sure, something around there. But for America, that's too high. Eggs, milk, the cost for I think man, I'm trying to think, man. I don't do shop. I don't shop, y'all. I'm a I couldn't tell you what that stuff costs. I just know it's expensive. I'll give the money to, and they'll do the shopping, and I just know things cost more than what it used to cost. I don't I just know it's high because I don't do shopping. I just know it's high. I just know the money I'm giving, I'm getting less back than what I was getting before. That's all I can tell you. I don't really shop. But I know it's expensive out there. I know people are struggling financially. I know it's expensive. I know nobody's been happy under this Biden administration if they want to really be honest. They want to really be honest. And tariff is the way. With increased revenue, the government could establish business incubators and
Yo,
support
what up?
start. What's up, Amina? Hold on real quick. With increased revenue, we can fund apprenticeship programs in high growth industries, ensuring FBAs have access to lucrative opportunities. We can strengthen trade policy that ensure black businesses can compete on a global scale. All these things, because of tariffs, we're able to do it. Tariffs and increased revenue and slashing of government spending is what we need.
Bruh.
If y'all don't understand the power of tariffs, y'all should understand it by now. Go ahead, Amina. Talk to me. Go ahead, Amina. Amina, are you there?
hmm
Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. You came up on the panel. Talk to me.
Anyway, that tariff that you're talking about is major. That's very big.
I think it is. She got up out of here. That was weird.
That was weird, yeah.
She wanted to talk, and I said, just hold on a minute. Then I go back to talk to her, and she's like, I'm here. Yeah. Huh? Some people, I know it's the late night. So I know a lot of people are just hopping on because they bored, and, I don't know. This is a high level conversation. This is not a conversation that, this is not a conversation that everybody can fully grasp. But we talk high level conversations over here. A lot of the other platforms y'all go on and the other TikToks that y'all listen to, they're not talking like this. They're not talking about what a tariff is and how it can benefit America in whole, and how it can benefit specifically the foundational Black American community.
It's more about identity, what I see, and that's good.
It's
Uh,
okay. It's okay.
you know,
It's cool. It's cool.
we need that also. We need that also.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
what
cool.
you're talking about. That's what I'm missing in those conversations about what are we going to do after this that we have discovered ourselves. What is the plan? And that's what I'm trying to do also. I'm not going to speak about it. That's things that I'm doing in my private time. And yeah, I'm there where you are. I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. So let me talk about a path to reparations real quick. Okay.
Oh yeah, one last question about the food, because I wrote something about the food. There's a problem with your food. I can understand that by the European Union. There were a few problems with your food. That's the reason why they don't
Oh yeah.
want your food in in Europe.
Oh yeah. But we're about to fix that.
Okay.
Hopefully, RFK can fix that. Hopefully, because yeah, there's fructose corn syrup is bad.
Hmm.
Aluminum, estrogen, bad. All this stuff they're putting in our food to, see, here's what I realized. Because a third world country, or even a second world and some first worlds, they can't afford their people sick. So because they can't afford sick people, because sick people cripples their system, they got to have a system that gets you healthy and out of there right away. Because the more sick you are, the more it's costing them money, especially under a social program. Their job is to get you out of there, in and out as quick as possible, and don't come back for a while. Here in America, it's the opposite. They make money off of every single sick person they see. So they don't want you healthy in America. It's actually
Crazy.
more profitable if you're sick. I want y'all to understand that, people. It's more profitable in America if you are sick than
That's a
if
good argument. I never thought about it like that.
other countries, they can't afford the sick because it's not profitable. But here in America, because of big pharma, oh, they don't want you ever to not want a pill. Matter of fact, they have a pill for everything. You want to lose weight? Take this pill. You want to become smarter? Take this pill. You want to get rid of this ailment, but it's going to give you this ailment? Take this pill, and then take this other pill to fix that. And it's really, and if you notice all the pills that they give you, there's an addictive quality to it that makes you want to keep coming back.
Mhm.
Because it's profitable for people to be sick in
But
America.
one question. The government should see that this is a nation problem, because if there's a system at work that keep the people sick, it destroys the empire. Let's call it the empire, their power.
No,
And
it is it doesn't make you sick right away. It makes you sick over time, a long time. If you take this for a long time, yes, your liver will fail. But if you take it for a short time, it's not gonna be good for you. But you're gonna still be able to function. But by the time you get to this age, you're gonna need another pill to solve that. And guess what? That generates more money. It allows them a way to where they can experiment on the people legally, and it's prop. So now you know. So here's what people should be thinking. The drugs they give us over here, it's going to eventually wind up in your country. Eventually. But
Mhm.
the experiment ground is here first. I tell people like this all the time. If you want to know what's coming to your country, look at the black community. Because they experiment on us first, and then they dish it out to everybody else. That's a fact. Not only are we the most documented people on the planet, not only are we the most studied people on the planet, we are the most experimented on people on the planet. If you don't know, now you know.
Now I know.
So that's what it is. That's
Those
what
are
it is.
two. That's one of the major problems. So you have the tariffs and you have the food, the medical sector, that you should fix.
Yeah,
But if you fix,
and guess
it,
who's trying to
you
fix
fix.
it?
Pardon?
Good old Trump. Good old Trump. That everybody thinks is the boogeyman, that everybody thinks is racist. Well, I'm telling you, he's doing if he can do those two things, if he can impose tariffs, just the tariffs alone can fix a lot of things going on in this country. Tariffs can end income tax and payroll tax. If he applies the tariffs 25% all across the board, it not only does it fix the overtaxation problem, but it also knocks down our deficit and cuts it in half.
That's actually what I have in mind. Not completely like how you explained it about the tariffs, but that's a plus to me to think about that, to study that. But like my country, I told you about my country, how we as 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie, the blacks, should take our power back because the land belongs to us. And everybody comes over there, act like they own the country, pointing their fingers to us and keeping us at the bottom of the social financial ladder. So I was looking for solutions because the people who said that they were going to fix our situation, they ain't doing nothing. They are too busy to filling their pockets. So I'm looking at what have they done. It looks like they have done the same thing 10 times. So I'm looking for something different to make sure the money comes in, the power comes in. And this about the tax, that's very interesting to study.
Yes.
I like it.
Tariff is a great way to create revenue.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I see that. I think maybe it's happening to your country also, but to my country, look, the Chinese. The reason why the Chinese are so powerful is that every Western company that wanted to have their products over there, the Chinese said to them, "Look, you can sell your products here, but you bring the technology, you bring the production, and you bring the not. Yeah, you have to teach the knowledge to the people itself, so that we can be independent. And you get 40 and we get 60. That's the contract that they have signed with
Yeah.
all these Western companies.
Yeah.
And now China is going to other countries and they offer them, how do you say that? Nice products, but no productivity. And those countries get maybe 10% and China is getting 90%. Like the tariffs, those other countries charge you 60% and you charge them just 2%. It's the same thing. You understand?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So you're absolutely right. And that's what I was thinking about also, but that in a different way. But those are very important things to make sure that your nation stays strong at economic and social level.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, a path to reparations. Tariff revenue could provide a practical funding source for reparations by creating a surplus in government finances. Reparations could take the form of direct financial payments to descendants of enslaved Africans. Tariffs can do this. Where are we going to get the money to pay to Black Americans? Well, just give us 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% of the tariffs, and that'll pay it right there. Land grants, housing programs, and debt forgiveness, educational scholarships, and healthcare access. Trump's tariffs-focused economic plan could lay the groundwork for such reparative efforts by making the government financially solvent and ready to invest big and long.
Thomas, question. You're talking about 2% of the tariffs for foundational Black Americans, the 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. Do you have an administration that talks about this? because the NAACP hasn't done anything the last since they are
You know,
is there
I'm gonna say this. I do believe that that people have imposed this to our government before, but they just wouldn't listen. And I'm saying, and I'm not even saying we're gonna get reparations under Trump. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it could set the precedence for it. Because by him raking in all these money in the next 4 years, like I said, he can cut our deficit almost in half if he wanted to, almost in half. It's probably going to take about 10 years before we get to that stage. But we're closer than ever before to reparation than we've ever been. And part of that,
one important thing is that you have to check your people who are going to do the talking for you, because even your own people, I have it with my people, even your own people can act like those Africans and Caribbean sitting on those positions. You know what I mean? Because many of us our mind is polluted. They have the wrong intentions doing things for the collective. So you need an administration that is dedicated to your nation of foundational Black Americans.
oh yeah, well listen, like I said, that's why the grassroots is important. We got great speakers within our midst already that can articulate this. I don't think I'm the only one that knows about this. I'm probably the first one talking about it right now as far as the tariffs. But this is gonna, I'm about to create a Black Marshall Plan for our people, and at least get it into the as many people's hands as I can, as many people's hands as I can, and that should be enough to spark the conversation, especially if it gets into the right people's hands. I don't think anybody's talking about a Black Marshall Plan. I think people are talking about reparations, and people are just saying, "Oh, the government's going to pay for it. The government's going to pay for it." Who cares if it's tax dollars, and who cares? But if they understand the power of the tariff, that eliminates anybody being against tariffs. And then now we just have to deal with the flat out racism and the flat out fact that they just don't want to pay us. And that's okay, because now they're going to have to own that. There's no more. We've taken all the excuses away.
31st of December 2024 is ending. We had a decade. They gave us a decade. That time is ending. That was a decade for the Democrats to do their stuff. 2025 is going to be completely different. They have to follow us in what we want, what we should achieve. Not those nonsense from 2014 till 31st of December 2024, because I see them doing some damage control because they are in panic, but it's over for them. It's completely over for them.
We saw what
Never
Biden
again.
did. Biden gave Africa $1 billion. I think gave the African Union $1 billion. $1 billion, and you know what that is? That's just hush money. Don't let Trump know what we've been doing in Africa. Don't let Trump mess up what we got going on. I'm gonna keep y'all quiet for 4 years because we're gonna try to get back into office and keep running the program like we've always run it. And I just that's go. They gave that money away, and they probably shouldn't have. But it's gonna backfire on them, because they're just gonna, those leaders are just gonna take that money and run. They're not even gonna give it to their people. They're just gonna take that money and run. And the Democrats is not gonna get back in power for a long time. I'm sure of it, because FBA we're gonna stay on code and
Yes.
putting our foot on their necks, and when that money's going to run out, that $1 billion, believe it or not, is going to run out real quick in the next 4 years. They're going to be looking for more money, and then the
Yeah.
secrets are going to start coming out because they're not getting paid. The same thing they did in Iran to hide the fact that they really didn't take out allegedly Osama bin Laden. They really didn't. They said they did, but they really didn't. And the U.S. had to find a way to give them some money to hush it up. And they actually lost some good American soldiers in the process that they had to cover under the mattress that they did. And they wonder how Iran had all this money to fund the Hezbollah and all this other stuff because we gave them the money. Everything. Listen, everything's coming out, man. Trump is talking about releasing the Epstein files. Trump is talking. I mean, all he has now. It's all talk. It's all alleged right now because you know how it is. You know they say one thing, and then they get in the office and they do another thing. But I just don't see Trump doing that this time. I just don't see Trump doing that. I really think that Trump is sincere and he's actually going to put into effect Trump, listen, you got to be crazy to think you can remove, I don't know, how many immigrants are in this country illegally?
8.5 million, I hear.
I hear it's like 10, 15 million.
What? I still can't understand that many illegals are in your country. Wait a minute. Illegals and immigrants you're talking about. You're talking about immigrants.
Immigrants. I'm talking about illegals and refugees. We got about 10, 15 million illegals and refugees that we just allowed in and said you're a refugee, come kick it. And if he's bold enough to remove all those people and really do it, I think he might be crazy enough to be to put this tariff thing in place. I think people are already in. Listen, I think Trump is going for legacy right now. Trump is going for I want you guys to remember me forever.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trump is in that stage. He's old. He's in his 80s. I think he understands that he got 4 years and 4 years only. And I honestly, people may not like it, but I think we need him in. I think we need him in another. I think we need him in for 10 years, just to really stop.
Or someone like him.
Or someone like him. I think he needs a predecessor. I don't know if J.D. Vance is that predecessor that he's looking for. He's a young guy, but I don't know if he's that guy really. These next 4 years will tell us that. But I know 𝗵𝗵 Ramaswamy's pretty strong. But I don't know. I just don't know. But I'll say this.
I have a problem with that, with 𝗵𝗵, how do you call it?
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. A lot of people have problems with 𝗵𝗵, right? Because there's still the verdict is still out. I mean, he said a lot of the right things. I think he worships Trump a little bit too much, and there might be something to that there, But I don't know. The scary thing is what's going to happen when Trump leaves, because he's going to get and especially if he's able to implement and do everything he said he's doing. That's the key. Right now we don't know because it's not January 20th yet. We don't know. But I know when he got in office the first time, he was using that executive order with impunity. He was executive ordering everything. Boom, 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 boom. Just signing off things and getting things done. If he comes in like that again, and with the plan that he has now, I'm just saying, man, we can have a beautiful 4 years, man. And we have a moment in time as foundational Black Americans. A moment. I think we missed the moment in the civil rights. I think we got comfortable after civil rights and we missed the moment.
Yeah.
I think that moment has come back again, and I think we can't afford to miss the moment this time.
Exactly. You have to grab it, hold it,
We have to
never,
grab it
never lose
and
it again.
hold it and keep it and keep applying pressure. We cannot let up. I think we're closer than ever before to reparations. And one of it is getting us back in the surplus and getting that tariff thing cracking. See, here's what tariffs do, right? Why does this all matter to FBA? Why do what Trump's doing matter? Why do Trump with these tariff wars really matter? Tariff-driven revenue aligns with the principle of fairness and justice. That's why. FBA's always been about fairness and justice. It shifts the tax burden away from hardworking families and onto foreign corporations and governments. It allows FBAs to reclaim economic power through strategic investment in their communities, and it builds a case for reparations on foundations of fiscal solvency and surplus, demonstrating that the U.S. can afford to repair the harm caused by systematic racism, caused by slavery. It gets America back their moral compass. That's what it does. That's why it's important for that's why these tariffs are so important, because if we're able to cut the deficit in half, eliminate income tax and payroll tax because we're bringing in so much money, there's no more excuse that we can't repair Black America, except for the fact is that they're Black Americans. It makes you have to deal with the devil out in the open, then keep them hidden in the dark behind all these excuses. Oh, we don't have the money. Oh, it will cripple our economy. Oh, what does paying reparations look like when our deficit is so large? Well, if we're in the surplus, there's no excuse. There's already no excuse even now, because y'all been giving that money, they've been giving that money to all these other countries and all these immigrants except for us. Except for those who should have it, except for those who deserve it, except for it, and it all. But what it does, what this tariff thing really does for FBA, it eliminates all excuses to where we can say, pay us our money. So it gets us that much more closer to getting what we've always, what was always owed to us. That's what it does. Trump's tariff plan, combined with the focus on fiscal responsibility, represents a pathway to eliminate taxes for Americans. That's a good thing. Reduce the national debt and create surplus revenue that can be used to repair and uplift the Black community. That's what it does. So if everybody's against Trump, they really don't understand what they're against. By increasing government efficiency, boosting domestic industry, and reallocating resource to the Black community, this strategy holds the potential to drive meaningful economic progress for foundational Black Americans and ensure that reparations are not only feasible, but inevitable. That's really what it does. Trump in power right now is a moment in time that we can never get back, so we can't waste it. This is the time where we keep applying the pressure, because, by God, everything that we've ever wanted for is about to happen. Americans in whole are closer to not having to pay taxes than they've ever been. Imagine making $100,000 and keeping $100,000, opposed to making $100,000 and only being able to keep about 65 grand out of that 100. That's beautiful. How much faster can some people pay off their homes? How much debt can you really be in? That's another thing that cripples America, or Americans, It's just debt. Debt. D-E-B-T. Debt. Imagine having extra money to pay that off. Imagine as America becomes debt free, Americans become debt free. That can actually heal a lot of wounds. And like I said, this can do a lot of things. This can heal the wound between black and white. It really can. Because now there's no more excuses that you can't do the right thing, other than the fact that you just don't like black. And here's what I know: YT people never want to feel that guilt. And in order to get away from that guilt, they'll just give up the money. That I know. Except for the flat out saying, I don't want to pay you because you're a black American. You can't say it's the deficit. You can't say we don't have the money because we just found it. It's called tariffs. So I'm going to put together a Black Marshall Plan for foundational black Americans. Give me a couple days. I'll make that PDF file available to our people, along with the other PDF file. We already have the treaty. We already have the FBA Constitution, the FBA Code of Honor, and the FBA Digital Bill of Rights. And now we got to have an FBA Marshall Plan of how they're gonna give. That's what all people know. What is that gonna look like? What is reparations going to look like for foundational black Americans? What does it look like? Well, we can tell you what it can look like. It can look like in the form of tariffs. That way no taxpayer has to be held responsible for it. And it's still putting the responsibility on the American government who withheld slavery for such a long period of time. It allow and you can't complain about a high deficit anymore, because bringing in all this billions, even trillions of dollars from tariffs, it's going to cut our deficit in half, and we'll be in the surplus again.
I would believe it. Those blueprints, I have seen those two others, but this last one I would like to see and read it to include it in my own plan. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Make it available. Just give me a couple days, and I'll make that available to the family.
Take your time. We have 4 years.
Yeah. I really do. I really do. I really do. I really do. But at least I can get some type of draft that's decent, that somebody smarter than me can get a hold of and make better and improve upon it. But just the outline and the meat of it, or whatever, of what that can possibly look like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not the smartest person out there. I'm not, I don't have, I have solutions, but I don't have all the solutions, or even I don't have it all figured out.
You know what it is? Don't even go there. You have to do what you can do.
Yeah.
With the knowledge that you have.
I can only do what I can with the ability and the brain power that I do have.
Exactly.
Exactly
the same over here.
That's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can do. With what I have, I can do. And I'll put that together. The Most High and the ancestors. I mean, I'm on the frequency. I'm not one of those people that say, "Oh, God spoke to me," but I speak to God.
This is what I can tell you about the Most High. He is here, and He is protecting you. He's protecting us, especially people like us who try to do the real job. So don't worry about that. You're protected. I'm protected, because we are doing good things, not evil things.
Yeah, I'm a righteous brother, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm a righteous brother. I really
I
am.
can't help it also. I'm the same.
I have no shame in my game to say that and be unapologetic about it. I know when I lay my head on my pillow at night, I sleep good. I don't have any demons haunting me, or I don't have any skeletons in my closet that I'm worried about. Oh, somebody's gonna fuck. No, I don't have none. I don't have no skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a righteous brother. I'm
Mm-hmm.
clean. I'm straight. I'm good.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
That's
that's the way
the
I
most
want to
important
stay, and
thing to
that's
keep it
where I
that
want to
way.
be. And I only want to deal with other righteous brothers. So I don't hang around nefarious people. I don't hang around people that got skeletons or demons in their closet, at least to my knowledge. Now I don't live with people. I kick it with myself. It's me and my wife. We do our thing. That's it. But
That's
I
a
know,
good lesson. That's a very good lesson. Thank you.
yeah. But I'm a righteous brother, man. I don't play around. I don't like I said, I don't watch TV. I don't go. I don't hang out and party. I may drink once or twice a year if I drink at all for that year. I don't really do too much of nothing. I'm on, my thing is I want to stay on the frequency of God, of the Most High.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't want to ruin that relationship or that connection.
All praises to the Most High.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin that. When the Most High is speaking to me, I want to be able to download and receive everything He has for me. I don't want to have to be like, oh man, some people are praying, oh Lord, forgive me for this. Yeah, I just want to say thank you. I just want to be appreciative of what I do have and appreciative of what I know God is trying to do. I'm living in my purpose. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm ready to be unalive for this purpose.
Exactly,
I'm,
exactly.
I'm not afraid of it. I'm like, you know what? Listen, there's only two ways I'm going to leave this earth. You're either going to give me a glorious death or a glorious unaliving, or I'm going to have a peaceful unaliving in my old age at the age of 125 or something like that. That's it. Either the forces are going to come against me because I'm righteous and I'm in the will of God, and they're going to take me off this earth, or they're not going to be able to touch me and they're going to leave me alone, and I'm going to have grandchildren and have a big strong legacy and generational wealth, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset like that. That's the only two ways I can go. That's it. And I'm okay with that. As long as my wife and the kids that I do have in the future are taken care of, I'm okay with being unalived. Take me out. Come at me. Come for me. Come give me what I've always been looking for. I'm not a chump. I don't want anything easy. Give it to me. Come, let's go to WAR. Let's do it. Let's shake some furniture. And if my body has to be unalive for that to happen, then so be it. I'm not afraid of it. I've made peace with that. I've had too many things happen to me, and I'm still here. I'm just not afraid anymore. And I've been like that for the last 20 years. What can you do to a Black American that hasn't already happened? What can you show me? You can't. You can't. You either gonna give me that glorious unaliving that I'm looking for. You either gonna give me the match of my life. You either we're gonna knuckle up or pew whatever we're gonna do it.
You know what it is? If I look at myself, I have no choice to do what I have to do.
That's it. I put myself in a corner. I back myself into a corner to where I can't do nothing else but fight. You mess with me or my wife, I'm gonna give you that business. That's it. That's
Exactly.
it. You mess with me or my wife, you're gonna feel the thunder. You're gonna get what you had. You're gonna and I look at it like this: if God
You're gonna
delivers
get the smoke.
if God delivers you into my hand as karma because you deserve it, then so be it. Then so be it. That's how everything is karma to me. That's why I look at, if God delivered you into my hands for me to be the one that gives you that work, then so be it. And if I'm delivered into your hands and it's my time, the Most High say you got to come on home, then so be it. I'm ready for either scenario. At this point, I'm just embracing it. This is my destiny. This
All
is my
praises to the Most High.
This is me at the Garden of Gethsemane saying, let thy will be done. Not my will, but let thine be done. Let the Most High's will be done. Whatever you will for my life, Lord, I submit today. I submit. Whether I live or be unalive, I'm in your hands. And that's just how I feel about it. I'm going to keep coming up for solutions for my people, for my lineage. And I'm going to keep standing on business, and nobody's going to, go ahead, shut me up. Do what you got to do. But I know there's a phrase in the scripture that says, if my people don't worship or praise me, the very rocks will cry out. So you may silence me, but what's coming after me, you're not going to like that. So you either better deal with me the right way, or you deal with what comes after me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got for y'all today, man.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I mean, this
Very
was
interesting. The Tariffs. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Tariffs, reparations, and black wealth, a blueprint for America's future. That's what I believe. Tariff is a blueprint for America's future. And I think all countries understand tariffs. We as Americans, we just probably never understood tariffs because we've been under taxation for so long.
We from the diaspora can learn a lot about this. It can help us also to implement it in our own locations.
Yes,
and to take back what belongs to us. We know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I'm going to read it, going to implement it for myself to make one. How do you say that? How do you to make the locations where we are better than they are, and have our own thing going on.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. Too much. Thank you very much for this live.
You're welcome.
That I could speak to you, and you will see me back again.
Exactly.
I wish you good night.
Exactly. And we got, and like I said, we got more conversation to have offline, man. We got more conversation to talk about offline, man.
Yeah, when it's necessary, we will speak. So we know what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We're busy building. We're busy
Exactly.
building, and that's what we should be doing. Building.
Yeah. I wish you good night, man.
So you have a good night as well, brother. You have a good night as well. All right, y'all. I'm about to shut down this live, man. Like I said, this is high level conversations over here, man. So, whether y'all rocking with me or not, I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to do. I know we're used to having 100 people, 200 people in the room, and I'm starting. I'm building up a night family, right? This is the late night tap in. I might still do some morning shows every now and then, but for the most part, this is going to be my normal time. This ain't for the faint of heart. And, most people I know, y'all be having jobs and stuff like that, so y'all got to get some rest and things like that, and that's cool. But I'm on the West Coast, so it's still early. It's only like 11 p.m. here. I think I went for like 2 hours. Normally, I'm used to going like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, and that's in the daytime. But we got to cut that out, man. Now this is the late night tap in. If y'all want that game, y'all gonna have to sacrifice some sleep to get this game. I'm gonna just keep it a buck, especially if you're on the East Coast. You're gonna have to sacrifice some of this sleep to get this game. And I'm gonna do my best, like I said, to get the information out to everybody. I'm going to put together a Black Marshall Plan for the Foundation of Black American for the lineage. And hopefully we can get this information in the right people's hands, some activists, and we can start talking about this. So when they ask you, where are we going to get the money to pay for all this? I want you to look at them dead in the eye and say, tariffs, a Black Marshall Plan. That's how we're going to do it. And it's not going to affect the taxpayers. And it's actually going to create a surplus in America. And we're on a path to no taxes. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get a T-shirt. I got a little T-shirt. Y'all go check out muchoart.com. I got I do T-shirts. I do tennis shoes. I do a lot of things. I do art. Period. A lot of my art. Let me see. Do I have any art next to me? I don't. I got it in a different place. But I'm gonna start putting some of my art back up so you guys can see. I do these wearable art canvases, and I turn them into T-shirts and leggings, duffel bags, towels. I just do a lot of things with it. Y'all go check out my store, muchoart.com, and you'll see a lot of my FBA gear on there, my Pan Black American gear on there. I got these fly ancient America hoodies.